This is a clip from
The Scrolls.
Check the description for the full episode.
We're gonna move on. Hey, remember that one time you talked about stealing a Snorlax at a camp?
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I have that in my desk drawer right here.
What?
I have the picture.
You have a picture
Of the, I have the blackmail pic. Well, not the blackmail. I have the hostage picture.
The hostage.
Oh.
What is this? What is? I feel you're just feeding us things without context now.
Well, okay. One of the times we went to scout camp.
Yeah.
This was not the time where Jimmy went wild. Oh, speaking of going wild, I did get an update at the Renaissance Fair about I can't remember the fake name I used for the guy who we played D&D with.
Clogdor. I don't remember.
Dusty.
Dusty. It's Dusty. Now I remember. Yeah.
Dusty got arrested for trying to hit up children. So Dusty's a weird.
Oh my god. Dude, he's gonna get a redemption arc in The Wolfman. It's fine.
I can't
What is
believe
it called?
not only Marlo Briggs is confirmed for Smash, but Dusty too.
Oh god.
That was out of nowhere, but yeah. And I looked it up, and there's a whole article on that arrest, and I'm like, that's we can. Anyways.
Oh my god, Dusty.
But at a scout camp,
Toothpaste wasn't enough.
no, apparently not. At one of the scout camps, there was this dude who was quite a bit older. He was probably 16, maybe 17. Because if you get your Eagle Scout before you're 18, it's actually pretty fucking good. Like if you join the military with it, you jump, I think 2 pay grades still, and you might get like a promotion,
Okay.
which isn't crazy if you're going in as like E whatever it is at the bottom. But he was trying to finish up his Eagle Scout, but he was a fucking adult on the level of being 12. He's basically an adult to us.
Okay.
He was also about 6'8".
Holy shit, that's close to Boo.
Yeah. He was a big fucking dude, but he had a weakness because he would like go, "Rah," like he like push people out of the way and shit. Like he would do whatever the fuck he wanted. Because there were a few other older scouts there too, but they just could not. No one could fucking contend with the sheer power of this man. And so we're like, okay, what do we do about the giant? Because we're like 12 and 13. And we're like, and then we realized that he had a flaw. And his flaw was that he didn't leave his house often, I guess, at night. Like he didn't go to sleepovers or something like that. But for whatever reason, his source of comfort was a large stuffed Snorlax. It was like a pretty big plush. And I guess the rumor was from his little brother that I guess growing up, his mom or dad would call him Snorlax or something like that. And they gave him the big Snorlax to sleep with. So he had the Snorlax. And we realized that it was his weakness because some of the older guys had grabbed it and were tossing it back and forth. And he was like, stop, give me my Snorlax. And they're like laughing. They toss it back and forth. He goes, give me my Snorlax. And they're still tossing it. And he takes a few steps over. And there's like, I don't know how old this tree was, but it was rooted into the ground a bit. He fucking grabs it.
No way. No fucking way.
Tears it out of the dirt.
No
fucking
fucking way.
This tree in one of them.
What the fuck?
Barrels over.
Like a claymation Cyclops movie from the 1960s.
Yes. You have to
Holy
understand,
shit.
when I say tree, I don't mean like a log. It was like,
No, yeah.
it's a little, but he's still, you see roots and shit come out of the ground, and he fucking swings it at one of them. Bam! Hits him right in the legs. He goes over, Snorlax goes down, he snatches up the Snorlax, and we see this, and we think this is the funniest shit ever.
It is funny.
So we're like, okay, what do we do? And we go, let's just wait, because everyone's gonna go to like merit badge classes, and we'll get the Snorlax. And everyone had disposable cameras, and there was a photography merit badge, and they had like a development center where you could like get your photos developed nearby for it, which was like great. So what we did is one of the other scouts, I was like, okay, you grab him, I'll take the picture. And he goes, wait, no, I'll make it better. I'll just post the picture. Because when the giant came back to camp, he noticed Snorlax was missing, which was the first problem. And he was like, who has it? And then someone said, oh, did you check your tent very carefully? You know, it might have fallen under the bed. And on his bed, this is a terrible, angle. This is what he found.
What the fuck is that?
Is that a knife?
Oh, that's a butterfly knife. But is that? Is that a tie of the American flag?
Yeah, so
What's a bandana?
we wanted to have like, we wanted to be like, oh, the Snorlax is blindfolded. The problem was we didn't have a fucking blindfold because we're fucking children. What we did have is like, oh, we have like some folded up flags because, you know, I have handkerchief, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So let's just use that. So that became it. He found the Snorlax.
Okay, people at home. So this image is just a Snorlax with its eyes bandanaed, and there's a hand.
It's like a ransom note.
There's a hand extending from out of frame with a knife,
Butterfly knife.
and it looks like it's going to stab this Snorlax.
It's at its throat. It looks like
It is at its throat.
It's like a hostage thing. But yeah, you can actually see in the background, that's his sleeping bag and that's the back of his tent. If he was holding that photo at the time, that is the background of the photo.
What the fuck?
So he picked it up and he was literally seeing that sleeping bag right behind it in the tent. So he knew someone had the Snorlax. And at first he was like, going ape shit. But he's like, when I find out who did it, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to get that Snorlax. And he was like going to different people's tents. Yeah, he was like fucking enraged by it. The problem was we thought this was really funny, but then we got worried because he was getting like, you know, when you're a kid and someone starts
agitated?
when they start getting to like this level of angry where it's like, what's going to happen?
It's just Oonga Boonga rage.
Yeah.
Anything is possible. Okay.
It started reaching that. And we're getting worried.
Oh God.
And some fucking kids come back to camp from their merit badge classes. He's going ape shit. And he's like, where's the Snorlax? Where is it? And Jimmy is among them. And Jimmy just looks at him and goes, Snorlax, I ate him.
My God.
He had nothing to do with any of this.
Why would you say that?
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
He probably thought it was a bit. And the giant looks over.
His flesh.
Yeah, the giant looks over and goes, what? And he's like, I ate him. His powers are now mine.
God, no.
For context, this was before Demon Arc. This is just him being weird.
Okay.
So he hears that. And he's going ape shit. He's like, he started like yell at Jimmy. And Jimmy's like more confused, but like laughing. So he doesn't understand how dire it is.
Oh God.
And then,
Yeah.
and then another kid
Christ.
hops out of his tent and goes, did you see the note? I'm like, what fucking note? As this was happening, one of the other kids had grabbed this fucking like notebook paper and started scribbling down on it really fast, and I guess shoved it under his pillow or something. Whatever happened, they just came out and pretended they found it in his sleeping bag, and it had demands on it. And so he starts reading it, and it said something like, what did I call the Oblivion kid? Was he Benny? Right?
Benny.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Benny.
He was like the youngest one. And the demand on the front, it just said, it was really badly spelled. It just said, you must worship the god from Oblivion, with a really shitty Oblivion logo drawn on it.
What?
So he immediately thinks it's not Jimmy, but Betty's behind it.
Oh, no, you dumbass.
So it goes, Betty! Goes to his tent, just starts fucking ripping through the side of it. And it's burlap. And he had a hole in it. He grabbed it like a fucking bed sheet and just starts ripping the side open. And then he's inside. And he just starts fucking screaming as this giant man is crawling his way into it.
I can only imagine the Ace Ventura when he's coming out of the rhinoceros ass, just fucking
Shut.
Yeah, baby.
the worm is coming inside.
Yeah. But Benny's freaking out because all we hear him going is, it wasn't my god! It wasn't my god! He wouldn't make me do it!
What the fuck?
And we start hearing like loud hitting sounds. And at first we're like, oh
God.
shit, he's beating the shit out of Benny. And then we look, and that's not what's happening. Benny's halfway like out of his tent, and his little feet are kicking on the wooden like panel on the bottom. So
Oh
like,
my God.
the
He's
giant's
trying to escape.
The giant's trying to grab him, and he's trying to crawl like a worm. It's like Jim Carrey coming out of the rhinoceros, and
Stop.
Oh yeah. No, I get it.
just
my
this
God.
kid halfway out of a tent screaming while another kid is entering. From the right angle, it would look like big giant legs dangling out of a tent and a very small torso coming out of the front. It was very surreal. And then after all the chaos, they go, look. And someone had put the Snorlax on the picnic table in the center.
Yeah.
And he saw it and he grabbed it and he was almost crushing it in his hands in a possession. And then he yelled out incredibly loud, "If any of you fuckers take my Snorlax again, I'll kill you."
What the fuck?
And
He
then
has adult baby energy.
but then he hears the gentlest adult voice, "Giant, that was not Christ-like language." And Scoutmaster Flanders has arrived back to camp and has just seen him fucking swearing, which was the biggest no-no you could do there.
His name was just Giant.
I'm just calling him Giant.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of a good replacement name off the top of my head. But he was like, "We need to have a talking to. They stole my Snorlax." What do you have your Snorlax, but your language is the problem. And so the Giant got talked to. And it was diffused because somebody had just replaced it back. One conspiracy member had returned it. And I wish for the life of me I could remember where we had hidden it at first, but I don't recall. But if that Snorlax hadn't been returned, it could have been really fucking bad. So my only memento of that is just the hostage picture of the Snorlax, where someone
I'm glad
tried to
you
put
kept
down.
it. That looks like a fucking like a shot from Seven, dude.
It looks like a Death Grips album.
It does. It does.
I'll take a better picture of it after this, so it's more clear.
No, I think that's perfect. I think this is perfect. It shows the rawness of the situation.
I'm not sure why this got brought up all of a sudden, but yeah, it was a dangerous day. I wish I had been fucking one of these days. I'll just put a whole thing together of scout shit I went through. There was so much, just so many footnotes.
A lot of shit going on. Yeah,
I didn't expect it. I just don't. Oh yeah, I still have the picture right there.
I'm surprised it was so close. I was just mentioning it because people always ask about this story. I didn't expect you to have it like on hand.
Yeah, I've been going through I've been cleaning stuff out. So I've been like going through my closet and everything, and I've been finding mementos and putting them in a little drawer next to me. I have like, oh my God, there's so many now. So I've been pulling out all sorts of little. Yeah, I do. I've been pouring where like I have this button from the fucking New Vegas-esque fan film we made in like high school. Oh God, yeah. This one was this is a fucking story, but I'll just send you the image of it. Cause I don't even know where to start with this film. There was a fucking truck destroyed from this.
What? Why is there always new fucking lore?
It's like an onion. Every time you unravel it, there's always another
just
layer.
More and more and more.
Well, what happened was someone had they tried to have like a scene where a dummy would like hit the windshield of a truck, and instead the dummy just went completely through someone's truck. So that was an expensive day. But yeah, here's our the film. We made promotional buttons for it.
Oh my God.
The Ballad of... What does this say? The Ballad of what?
It's cut off. It's just cut off on the button itself too.
Oh God.
But you can see...
This is a Channel Awesome movie, dude.
Is that Kurt Russell from fucking Escape from New York in the back?
That's
that was our Snake Plissken. Those are all fellow students.
Oh my God.
There was Caesar's Legion, but instead of Caesar's Legion, they were Confederate soldiers. And the heroes, and instead of the NCR, they were like Vietnam soldiers.
Oh God.
The villain was based off one of our friends who worked at a go-kart track. He had a really mean boss named Steve Henry. He'd always call him Steve Henry like that.
Steve Henry.
Instead of Caesar, the Confederacy was led by Steve Henry. Steve Henry was like a cartoonish villain though. Like I went with him once to the track, and he was like laying in a hammock. He's like, "You done with your shift?" Like, "Yeah, boss." "You scam them kids out of all their money?"
What?
And you take the biggest drag off a cigar. Steve Henry was fucking something.
What the fuck, dude?
Steve Henry can only be improved if Steve Henry talked in third person. Like, Steve Henry's about to show those kids how to really go on the track.
Well, yeah, but he would like integrate Steve Henry into all of his stories. Like, he'd just tell bullshit and then be like, "And then when my car was about out of gas, I looked in the windshield, and what do I see? But old Steve Henry on a motorcycle getting up on me."
Wandering through the forest, hunting a buck and doe. I look behind me, there he is in his full splendor, Steve Henry.
Exactly. It would be exactly like that. Just, I was in the woods at night, and I heard some con and crying in the trees, and I was looking around real carefully, and what do I see bent over the creek? That dastardly old Steve Henry taking a big drink out of the water.
Dude, that's fucking sick.
I'm in awe of the power of Steve Henry.
The only problem is I cannot get a copy of this movie for the life of me. I tried to get it from the person who edited it years ago, and they didn't know where it was either, because it was like a full hour and a half long deal. It was our own localized New Vegas channel awesome movie with all sorts of stunts that went horribly fucking wrong. There were several injuries. There were some neighbor kids who were shanghaied into the production, or people who,
what?
Yeah, like there was this one kid who the director was supposed to take care of, and I never knew his name because he just called him Rat Kid. So,
Rat Kid.
yeah, he goes, Rat Kid, I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see your ugly little face in this movie, so you need to put on the skull mask. He's like, but I can't see it through my glasses. Then put him over the mask.
The stone mask.
Like
What?
the teaser for the movie that he put on Facebook was Rat Kid dressed up like a shaman. So like this little like 8-year-old in like a Hawaiian, what are they called? Like the grass little dress they'd wear. Is it just a grass, like the grass skirts? Does anyone know?
The hula skirts.
Yeah, hula skirts.
Oh, okay.
It's just this like pasty little kid wearing a hula skirt, shirtless, wearing like this skull mask with glasses over it, and he's swinging the stick above him, going, "What the fuck?" in front of this big cauldron, and it's like, "Coming soon, the greatest movie ever, all action." I wish I could find it, but if I ever do, that'll be a one hell of a fucking find. I get to watch my own.
For sure.
I get to watch my own scenes. It'd be